It's Tuesday, April 14th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, dashcam video obtained by CTV shows the moment a double long tanker rolled over before spilling oil last week near Newidgewok. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And a Liberal majority. Prime Minister Mark Carney's grip on power is now tighter after his federal Liberals secured a majority government, clinching all three federal by-elections held on Monday night. Dalhousie University's Roy Turnbull breaks down the results in our 7 o'clock hour.
Plus, April is Earth Month. We'll get some suggestions for products that can make small daily differences. All that and so much more just ahead on the Tuesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Hello, good morning. It is Tuesday, 6:01 on this Tuesday, April 14th. Lots of news to get to. By-election results, weather.
Yes.
So much. How are you two ladies this morning?
Good.
Good.
How are
Feeling
you?
good.
I am great.
Good.
I don't know there's a change in the weather. When I stepped out of the house this morning, it was like actually, I'll call it warm in the Halifax area. There's a lightness to my step that's been missing.
Right.
A little zing that's come back to life. So I'll take it, right?
Feeling the warmth of the sun. What's exciting in Newfoundland and Labrador is the city of St. John's is actually lifting its winter parking ban,
Yeah.
which is kind of ironic because they're having a bit of snow.
Well,
my understanding.
Yeah, this time of year you can still get the little this and that, and in St. John's, I guess it's more than a little bit of snow. Yeah, tell us more about that.
Yeah, Newfoundland, Labrador, going to see sunshine today, but still getting some flurry activity throughout the day today for, as you can see here, from our live eye over in St. John's, Newfoundland. So they're getting some mixed precipitation, snow, and then transitioning over to rain. Currently 0 heading outdoors. So like Crystal mentioned, we are feeling the warmth move in back across the region this morning. 9 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton, with 8 degrees in Charlottetown, 9 in Halifax, 6 degrees starting off your day in Sydney, -8 in Labrador City. So we aren't going to see the wind chill factoring in early this morning. Newfoundland, Labrador still feeling a bit cooler with the wind chill, just something to keep in mind early on because temperatures will be rising a little bit later on. So over to Newfoundland, as you can see there, some mixed precipitation, snow and or rain today. For the Maritime region, we do have a bit of shower activity early this morning. So what that means is around a 30 to 60% chance of it happening. That will clear out. We will be seeing sunshine return for all three maritime provinces. Above seasonal daytime highs headed our way. And then into tonight, we have another low pressure system making its way back over, bringing periods of rain. So a few wet days ahead. So something to keep in mind. Head out today, enjoy those daytime highs and all of that sunshine we're going to see across the region. For parts of Labrador, they will be seeing a bit of flurry activity early this morning, but we all are also going to see some sunshine. So if you're wondering about the wind, it's going to be a bit of a breezy start to the day, tapering off into the afternoon. So starting off this morning out of the northwest, we do have sustained wind at 31 kilometers per hour in Halifax. Then we have 24 in Lunenburg, 24 kilometers per hour in Canso, as well as into North Cape, 17 in Miramichi and into Charlottetown, 15 kilometers per hour in Sydney. So it's not going to be too breezy today into the afternoon, but for some, we will be seeing still around 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. As you can see here early in the morning, we have 41 kilometers per hour in Halifax. Now, Newfoundland, Labrador, a breezy day is ahead. We could see wind gusts ranging from 50 to 60 kilometers per hour for parts of both those provinces. And as I mentioned, lots of sunshine, a pretty warm day ahead today. Temperatures will rise. I'll have the full breakdown coming up in the full weather forecast. But first, we're going to take a look at local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Prime Minister Mark Carney has secured a majority government. The Liberals swept 3 by-elections last night, 2 in Ontario, 1 in Quebec, giving Carney's government 174 seats and a majority in the House of Commons. The result marks the first time in Canadian history a federal government has moved from minority to majority between elections. The 3 Liberal MPs will take their seats in Parliament in the coming weeks. We'll have more details after our next break in national news. Here in Atlantic Canada, 1 person has died in an apparent shooting incident in Amherst. Town police say they responded to reports of a loud bang on Prince Arthur Street just before 7 last night. Officers found a man with a single gunshot wound near a local homeless shelter. He was rushed to hospital but pronounced dead. The Cumberland Regional Healthcare Center near Amherst was locked down for a time but has since lifted those restrictions. Police Chief Dwayne Pike tells CTV News the suspect or suspects fled the scene in a vehicle, but there's no reason to believe there's any risk to the public. The major crime unit is leading the investigation. Chief Pike says it's still very much in its early stages. Dashcam video obtained by CTV News shows the moment a double-long tanker rolled over before spilling oil last week near Newidgewok, New Brunswick. The footage shows the seconds leading up to and the rollover itself of a tanker truck on Highway 1 last Wednesday in the south that saw around 36,000 liters of fuel spilled. Seaboard Liquid Carriers has been identified by the province as the responsible party of the fuel spill and who will be on the hook for the cleanup costs, which isn't known yet. As for how the crash happened or if charges will be laid, the province's Deputy Environment Minister says it's too early to tell.
We're well on our way in regards to cleaning the immediate impacted areas. So all the mitigations are in place to avoid anything getting worse or going further. So, for example, they have underflow dams and booms in the waterways so that it's not leaking away from the site.
As for when the cleanup will be completed and the eastbound section of the highway reopened, the minister says it's too early to tell. Police in southeastern New Brunswick handed out dozens of tickets in a recent enforcement blitz. RCMP say 97 tickets and 200 warnings were issued over a period of about 2 weeks. Officers also suspended licenses, towed vehicles, and laid several charges. Police say the effort is aimed at improving safety on roads. While 2,200 long-term care workers from 24 facilities in Nova Scotia are on strike for a second day, CUPE notes they also represent 28 more nursing homes and add more strike notices could be issued in the coming days.
Members are burnt out. They have to work multiple hours, overtime shifts, and sometimes second and even third jobs to make a go of life in Nova Scotia right now.
There is an essential service agreement that has to be in place, which is a legally binding contract that says essential services, which include bathing, dressing, your meals, and your medications. So all of these things must continue.
While essential care continues, the workers want better pay nearly 3 years after their contract ended. The government's offer stands at a wage increase between 12 and 24% and a 70% increase in shift premium, all of it retroactive to 2023. The union's president says that's not enough. Right now, no future talks are planned. The price of diesel dropped in Prince Edward Island overnight. Diesel decreased by 5.7 cents. The minimum price now $2.36.8 a litre. The price of gas did not change on the island. Finally, one of the most famous programs in television history has a new home in Canada.
We took out a horrendous, horrible leader who was oppressing his own people. But don't get any ideas. And live from New York, it's Saturday Night!
Yes, Saturday Night Live, the enduring sketch comedy show, will air in simulcast on CTV and stream live on Crave, which is our home. New episodes will be available the next day on the streaming platform. Crave also recently picked up the new British adaptation of the franchise called Saturday Night Live UK. This is so exciting.
This is exciting. You can finally watch it.
Yeah, they're so protective of the clips. It's super hard to find the clips the next day. And I don't know where the heck even we would. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah.
Love Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. It's such a good one.
On Crave. And
coming to Crave.
We'll watch it. We could just totally make it a thing to watch it the next day.
On the same app that you can watch this television show, you can also use it to watch SNL.
Yep.
That's what I was just going to say. We're on the same network now. Yay!
Yay! Network friends.
Okay.
Network neighbors.
All right. This isn't just a neat bit of video. You know, a controlled implosion, always an interesting bit of video. This is from Miami over the weekend. Take a peek. There it is. This is the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. It came down in a cloud of dust on Sunday. Come on down. Come on down.
Oh,
there we go. Now we're starting to see the action. It
Whoa.
had taken a year to get it all organized. It came down in 20 seconds. We're seeing it in places exactly how it unfolded. Now, the 18-floor hotel was closed last year. This is a very exclusive part of Miami. It's like a little island that just, so what they want to do is that a very expensive real estate. They're just building something way more huge and impressive where this 28-year-old, I think it was about 25-year-old hotel stood.
Whoa.
So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty cool.
It's cool. There we are. It's gone. It was there. Now it's not there.
Maybe it's our industry, but I always think about our camera operators when there's a controlled implosion. Like we've had some, like I know there was one in St. John a few years ago. Just our camera operators who have to recording and just wait and wait because you don't want to be the one who misses that.
Oh, yeah, I could imagine.
I know, because even just there's nothing happening, then all of a sudden it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I also think is done? Ski season.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in my professional opinion. I mean, look at it here at Brookvale PEI.
Exactly. No, there's still more snow on the hills than I would expect, though, but yeah.
Maybe it's the artificial stuff,
I don't
eh?
think you're supposed to go on there, but...
Anyways, the spring forecast is next.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 6:14. We're taking a live look at Bedeck, starting off at 7 degrees. A cloudy start to the day. We do have a chance of scattered showers early this morning. That will clear out into the afternoon, leaving mainly cloudy skies. We do have sunshine in the forecast, and temperatures expected to rise a little bit later on. As of right now, though, not too bad starting off the day. 8 degrees in Fredericton with 9 starting off your day in Halifax, 6 currently in Sydney, 7 degrees heading outdoors in Charlottetown, -9 in Labrador City, and 0 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. A bit of a cloudier start to this morning. We do have some active weather in the forecast, some flurry activity for parts of Labrador, snow and rain moving in for parts of Newfoundland. Then into this afternoon, we start to see that mixed precipitation clear out for much of Newfoundland. Into the maritime region, this cloud coverage starts to break down, leaving sunshine for all 3 maritime provinces. We are going to see really warm daytime highs headed our way, above seasonal today in double digits, some even hitting 18 degrees. So into this evening, though, we have another low pressure system moving back in, bringing periods of rain back around for all 3 maritime provinces. We are expecting a wet day ahead on Wednesday, temperatures cooling back down. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 0 to 2 centimeters for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then for our rainfall outlook, this is for tonight into Wednesday morning. We are going to see some totals accumulate, looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick. For Nova Scotia, heavies being around 10 to 20 millimeters. And we are also going to see some light amounts indicated for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 9 to 15 degrees, being the warmest into Fredericton. Showers early in the morning clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain and or snow moves back into the evening hours. Prince Edward Island, daytime highs between 7 to 10 degrees. Some scattered showers early in the morning, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Periods of rain moves back into the evening. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. A low chance of showers early in the morning, clearing out, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Rain returns into the evening. Daytime highs will range from 3 to 13 degrees. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, look at these totals. Daytime highs really warming up. We're ranging from 13 to 19 degrees, being the warmest into Shelburne. A chance of showers early in the morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, rain returning into the evening. For Labrador City, a high of -3 degrees today. Lots of sunshine as clouds continue to clear out. 4 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at snow and or rain. That will clear into the mid to late afternoon, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. For our forecast on Wednesday, we do have some shower activity continuing for parts of the maritime region. And then into Wednesday night, we are going to see precipitation continue for Cape Breton, parts of eastern Nova Scotia, as well as some flurry activity making its way over to parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Into Thursday's forecast, another wet day ahead, but temperatures are expected to rise. So it will be a seasonal to above seasonal day ahead. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. What a warm day ahead. To national news now. Prime Minister Mark Carney now has his majority government. The Liberals currently have 174 seats in the House of Commons after winning all 3 by-elections last night. CTV's Mike Couture has more on the results and what it means for the country.
The first results came in the riding of University Rosedale. Danielle Martin's victory giving the Liberals one more seat and securing Mark Carney's majority government.
As of tonight, Mark Carney and our entire incredible Liberal team have earned an even more powerful mandate to continue building a better Canada.
A little further east, the Liberals chalked up another win as the former deputy leader of the Ontario NDP delivered the riding of Scarborough Southwest.
My friends, we found a way to come together. Not because we agreed on everything, but because we recognize the common vision of Canada that we all share.
Now, the Liberals were able to turn last year's minority government into a majority, thanks in part to 5 floor crossers in as many months. The latest was an opposition MP who held social conservative values.
I think the Liberal tent is stretched so far now that the fabric must be, I don't know, is it spandex? It is something very stretchy when you can encompass Marilyn Gladue in a caucus with progressives in the Liberal Party.
The third by-election was forced in Terrebonne, Quebec, after the Supreme Court invalidated a Liberal win, which was by 1 vote.
And people really knew the importance of voting this time, so they were enthusiastic, and we were confident that they would indeed go out and vote.
The ballot question was, who can provide stability in a world of instability and a much more chaotic and divided world? And we know that the answer to that is Prime Minister Carney.
Now that he has his majority, the Prime Minister isn't wasting any time. Tuesday, Carney's expected to announce new affordability measures as his government has been facing pressure to address high gas prices. Mike Lecouteur, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Strait of Hormuz is partially open under heavy restrictions this morning after the U.S. set up a military blockade along Iran's coastline. There is mounting international concern over the impact of the operation. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver has the latest.
Oil prices surged Monday above $100 a barrel as U.S. Navy ships began blocking the Strait of Hormuz, stopping all vessels from entering or exiting Iranian ports.
We can't let a country blackmail or extort the world, because that's what they're doing.
Since the war began, Iran has heavily restricted access to the Strait of Hormuz, a key waterway through which 20% of traded oil normally passes. President Donald Trump says the U.S. doesn't need the strait and that his latest move in the region will get Iran back to the negotiating table after talks broke down this weekend over Iran's refusal to end its nuclear program.
Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. And we agreed to a lot of things, but they didn't agree to that. And I think they will agree to it. I'm almost sure of it. In fact, I am sure of it. If they don't agree, there's no deal.
The new U.S. blockade seeks to starve Iran of an estimated $200 million a day in oil reserves, a form of economic pressure experts say could backfire. Iran has threatened to strike any vessel that it believes is violating the 2-week ceasefire.
Absolutely, we're escalating the conflict. And that is really the intent, escalation. But to what point?
Experts say the blockade likely goes against international law, and several U.S. allies, including Spain, France, Turkey, and the UK, have criticized Trump's move.
My guide from the start of this conflict has always been our national interest. That's why we stayed out of the war and why we continue to stay out of the war.
Economists say Canadians can expect to see higher inflation over the coming months, even if this fight over the strait is somehow solved within days. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
Finally, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is ready to welcome in a few new members. 18 artists got the nod this year in several categories. Among those to go into the hall in the performer category include Sade, Luther Vandross, Wu-Tang Clan, Phil Collins, Billy Idol, and Oasis. There's also the Early Influence Award category, which includes Celia Cruz and Queen Latifah. And legendary show host Ed Sullivan gets an award nod for a non-performer whose influence in rock and roll's growth impacted culture. The 2026 induction ceremony is scheduled for November 14th in LA. Quick break here. When we return, we'll have your top business headlines plus your must-see moment from TSN. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
goodness. What an event in history.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it is 6:25 and time now to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment for Monday. We're taking a trip to Seattle for this one. It's the Astros and Mariners. Cam Smith hits one deep to right center. Luke Rowley tracking it. How about that? Makes an adjustment. That is an incredible catch to the wall. What a grab for the Mariners right fielder. Looked like he couldn't pick it up in the air. Finds it at that very last second, and that right there, worthy of your must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, we've got the NBA play-in tournament. The Heat will take on the Hornets. Tip-off of that game goes 7:30 p.m. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a terrific Tuesday.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast, a high of 13 degrees for New Brunswick today. Isolated showers will clear, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain returns into the evening. On Wednesday, looking at a high of 10 degrees, we do have showers and/or flurries. On Thursday, 14 degrees is your daytime high, a cloudy day ahead with evening showers. For Nova Scotia, looking at isolated showers clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Evening rain with a high of 16 degrees today. 7 degrees on Wednesday with isolated showers. And then on Thursday, looking at a high of 13 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud. Showers return into the evening. Prince Edward Island, 8 degrees. Isolated showers clear, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Rain returns into the evening. On Wednesday, 8 degrees and isolated showers. A mix of sun and cloud on Thursday with evening showers and a high of 10.
Just ahead in this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today we're talking about memorable or strange school field trips. That's in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hi there, it's 6:30 on your Tuesday morning, April 14th. Thank you for joining us. Hi to Lynn in Beaverbank. I met her yesterday. She's a viewer after I was buying something from Facebook Marketplace.
Nice.
She watches every morning. Yeah, and I saw some goods there. I was like, oh, maybe the ladies here would like it too. Yeah.
Now I need to know what you bought. Yeah.
She's in her closet.
It was a purse.
I love, oh my gosh, my next door neighbor always cleans out. She just cleaned out something.
Really?
Closet base. She has such great taste. She's always the first. Crystal, I put some stuff out on the street.
Right?
Yeah.
Done.
That's like me.
Oh, but you know what? I need to do more of that spring cleaning. Just finding the time to go through, get rid of the old stuff.
It's finding the time. And
finding the time and energy.
Very inconsistent. I don't know. I just find it's been impacting my my ability to do things.
It's been impacting my ability to pick up things from the side of the roads because
it certainly
no one's
has.
putting them out because it's wet.
I know.
Yeah, I saw
so
wet.
True.
I saw a wet mattress driving yesterday. I'm like, side of the road. I'm like, I don't think.
Well, not in
no
any
one's going
case,
for
I'm
that.
not going for that. But look at the streets.
I can tell you where it is.
I will tell you. Can I give a shout out to the people of Moncton? Nice job keeping the streets clean because litter is a big problem this time of year. But it looks like they've been down in downtown Moncton and making things
Main
look spick and span. Yeah.
Yeah, not a lick on the ground.
No, really nice people. Keep it up.
As of right now, pretty warm over in Moncton. 8 degrees starting off your day. We are seeing warmer air move through the region throughout the day today. Our daytime high is looking rather nice. 8 degrees also in Fredericton. 7 starting off your day in Charlottetown with 9 in Halifax, 6 degrees in Sydney, and 0 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Still seeing the wind chill factor in early this morning for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Temperatures will rise there as well into the afternoon. And we do have a bit of active weather in the forecast with Labrador dealing with some flurry activity. For Newfoundland looking at snow and or rain early this morning, but that will clear out as well, leaving sunshine for much of the province into the afternoon. The Maritime region, just a chance of showers early this morning, clearing out, leaving sunshine into the afternoon with warm daytime highs. In terms of the wind, a bit breezy starting off the day, will become lighter into the afternoon. As of right now, 22 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown and Halifax, 20 into North Cape. Wind gusts getting up to 37 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown, 33 in Bathurst. We'll take another look at your forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
One person has died in an apparent shooting incident in Amherst, Nova Scotia. Police say they responded to reports of a loud bang on Prince Arthur Street just before 7 last night. Officers found a man with a single gunshot wound near a local homeless shelter. He was rushed to hospital but pronounced dead. The Cumberland Regional Health Care Centre near Amherst was locked down for a time but has since lifted those restrictions. The police chief tells CTV the suspect or suspects fled the scene in a vehicle, but there's no reason to believe there's any risk to the public. To national news now, Prime Minister Mark Carney has secured a majority government. The Liberals swept 3 by-elections last night, 2 in Ontario, 1 in Quebec, giving Carney's government 174 seats and a majority in the House of Commons. The result marks the first time in Canadian history a federal government has moved from minority to majority between elections. The 3 Liberal MPs will take their seats in Parliament in the coming weeks. Dalhousie University's Laurie Turnbull will break down the results in our 7 o'clock hour. The price of diesel dropped in Prince Edward Island overnight. Diesel decreased by 5.7 cents. The minimum price now $2.36.8 a litre. The price of gas did not change. While 2,200 long-term care workers from 24 facilities in Nova Scotia are on strike for a second day, CUPE notes they also represent 28 more nursing homes and add more strike notices could be issued in the coming days.
Members are burnt out. They have to work multiple hours, overtime shifts, and sometimes second and even third jobs to make a go of life in Nova Scotia right now.
There is an essential service agreement that has to be in place, which is a legally binding contract that says essential services, which include bathing, dressing, your meals, and your medications. So all of these things must continue.
While essential care continues, the workers want better pay nearly 3 years after their contract ended. The government's offer stands at a wage increase between 12% and 24% and a 70% increase in shift premium, all of it retroactive to 2023. The union's president says that's not enough. Right now, no future talks are planned. For tens of thousands of Prince Edward Islanders still waiting for a primary care provider, relief can feel a long way off. The province is hoping a new class of nurse practitioners can help address some of that pressure. CTV's Maria Saru has more.
3, 2, 1.
New nurse practitioners, all smiles for the camera, but the work ahead is serious. For Chantal Smith, the path started after she saw too many Islanders without a bridge to primary care while working in community mental health.
I noticed the gap in service that so many Islanders had.
Ashton Martin saw the same strain working as a registered nurse in other provinces.
What that translated into was full emergency rooms, oftentimes, both in rural settings and in larger cities. And when I saw that, I kind of sat back and thought to myself, what can we do to try to improve things?
Right now, nearly 33,900 people are on PEI's patient registry waiting for a family doctor or nurse practitioner.
I'm just going to check your lungs, okay?
What NPs can do varies from province to province, but on the island they can take on their own patient panels, diagnose and treat illnesses, write prescriptions, order imaging, provide referrals, and much more.
We have one of the widest and biggest scopes of practice in the country, so it's really exciting. There's a lot that we can do to help support our system.
Laura Smith says she and new hires will help increase access.
I feel like we'll be able to panel patients, pull them off the registry, and decrease wait times in emergency rooms.
And the health minister says they do more than plug gaps.
It's a team effort. Everyone works together. Our family doctors are very important. They can't be replaced. All of our healthcare providers have a role to play.
The new nurse practitioners will graduate and start work later this spring. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
Thank you, Maria. One thing I love about visiting the island is when you get the red dirt shirt. You know, the shirts that's dyed in the red dirt from the island.
Know.
Oh, wow.
It's so cool.
Iconic.
Well, funny you mention it. Here's the dirt on a new immersive exhibit about dirt, but this one's in London. It's actually pretty cool. This is a special dirt. In this special dirt, it's collected from samples from 44 countries. I wonder if the PEI
Are they eating the dirt?
Yeah, you actually get to taste it, smell it. Some of the dirt soil is used for culinary purposes. The exhibit features this little sampling table. It's really cool. So this isn't so much of as an exhibit as a like an immersive experience you can pay for, like an extra workshop. And samples come from Germany, Mexico.
I was just going to say, what did you do today?
Yeah.
I paid to eat some dirt.
Totally. And not only do you have to pay to eat dirt, but then they ask you to write down your reviews and share comments so that other people can read them. So basically, not only are you eating dirt and you paid for it, but you've got to do all the work to make the exhibit ready for the next people. I know.
Dry.
What? What's up with that?
Yeah, I want to know if they've got anything from the island, because that'd be iconic.
Yeah, I think it would be. We should add it in.
We should.
Bring some. Yeah.
Bring some red dirt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, still ahead, we have your entertainment headlines, but up next, it is the Move Morning Chat. Today, we want to know, what's your most memorable or odd school field trip and why? That conversation's up next.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 6:42. We're taking a live look at Port de Grave. Currently 0 heading outdoors. We do have some snow, a risk of freezing rain early this morning before transitioning over to showers and then clearing out into the afternoon. Not too bad starting off the day, though. Temperatures are already warming up. As of right now, 8 degrees in Fredericton, and 9 in Halifax, 6 degrees as you head outdoors in Sydney, 7 degrees in Charlottetown, -9 in Labrador City. Over to our forecast timeline, we're starting to see that snow clear out for parts of Newfoundland, and then we're going to see rain into the afternoon. That clears out for the most part, still holding on to a bit of shower activity for parts of the province. We do have a bit of flurry activity and or showers for parts of Labrador. Into the Maritime region early this morning, a chance of showers that will clear out, leaving sunshine into the afternoon for all 3 Maritime provinces. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud for the most part. Temperatures really warming up for our daytime highs above seasonal today. And then into tonight, we are going to see another system move back in. Periods of rain expected for all 3 Maritime provinces. Could see rain and or snow for northern New Brunswick. That will take us into our forecast for Wednesday. Temperatures cool back down below seasonal, and we are going to see a wet day ahead. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 2 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then for our rainfall outlook, we're looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters for New Brunswick. For Nova Scotia, we are going to see around 10 to 20 millimeters for Prince Edward Island. Quite light amounts indicated, especially for Newfoundland as well. For forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will warm from 9 to 15 degrees. We're looking at a bit of shower activity early in the morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain and or snow returns into the evening. For Prince Edward Island, pretty much the same. A low chance of showers early in the morning, clearing, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 7 to 10 degrees, and seeing rain move back into the evening. Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, highs will range from 3 to 13 degrees. We have some isolated showers starting off the day, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. Periods of rain move back into the overnight hours. For the rest of Nova Scotia, really warming up for this side of the province. Daytime highs will range from 13 to 19 degrees. Showers early in the morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain arrives into the evening. Labrador City looking at lots of sunshine today with a high of -3. 4 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Snow and or rain starts off the day. That will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. For Wednesday's forecast, temperatures cooling back down. We do have some shower activity expected into our forecast for Thursday. Same thing applies, but we're seeing rain move back in. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to the Move Morning Chat.
It's time for the Move Morning Chat. We know so many students in our region are probably looking forward to their summer vacation plans, but you got to go through the school year with a few fun trips. So we're kind of going back in time. We're talking about cool or weird or memorable, for the good or bad, school trips that you took. Aaron, let's start with you.
Yeah, you know what? We got talking about field trips. I was listening to a podcast today, and they were kind of reflecting on these unique trips that they got to go on as kids. And we all went to different schools. We all did different things. But it just reminded me of this one field trip I had to go on when I was quite young. I think we were in grade 7. And they took us on a field trip to a water treatment facility, a water treatment plant. And to be honest, I don't think I really understood what we were about to witness. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, whatever. We'll walk through. This will be fine. It'll be whatever. They gave us a hard hat, and I remember them saying, we're going to walk through a room, and you guys it's going to be stinky. So just a heads up. And they showed us all the things that you're not supposed to flush down a toilet. And I was horrified. I remember tears rolling down my face. I'm like, get me out of this room. I was trying to run out the door. My hard hat fell off. My friends were dying laughing at me. It is just a memory that I wish I could forget because it was just not what I was expecting for a field trip. So that's my story.
You never flush the wrong thing down the toilet again, though.
Never. Right. You see that once, never again.
She was horrified then. She would be equally horrified now.
Yeah.
Yes, I know about Erin. A couple of field trips that I can remember from school. Usually these field trips were no longer than maybe an hour away from where school was. One of them I loved was in Fort Beauséjour in New Brunswick, just across the Nova Scotia-New Brunswick border. The other one that I didn't love quite so much, and I'm sorry if you've worked there or have ever worked there, but to the salt plant, I think it's a Sifto salt plant in Napan, Nova Scotia. I'm sorry, that was so boring. I mean, you know, they were making table salt, they were making road salt, and it's kind of cool that, it's kind of cool how they discovered the salt and all that. I do remember that.
Oh, there you go.
They were drilling for oil, and they found this vein of salt, and it's still going, you know, I'm over 100 years later. But as kids, not so entertaining.
So for the sodium.
Yes.
For me, I probably have like 2 memorable trips back in like elementary, middle school. One would be Quebec, but my favorite trip we ever took was I think like 1 to 2 hours or 3 hours away. It was called Mono Cliff. It was basically this big campsite.
Yeah.
And we stayed in little cabins. We played games in the night. Like boys weren't allowed in the girls' cabins, vice versa, but we would all sneak out and meet in the woods and have games. And it was so much fun. I don't know how we were allowed to do this trip.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, good times.
Okay, listen, I might be coming out on top here. This was pretty cool. In high school, I was at Sackville High School, and they started introducing the Europe trip.
Wow.
So that was the first time I did any kind of big travel, international travel. First time I went to Europe, and we went to France, and we went to Italy.
Wow.
It was so cool to be in high school and to explore new parts of the world, new to us, with some of my best friends, seeing all these iconic landmarks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's a trip I still think about to this day. And my niece Georgia, she's at Oromocto High, she recently did one. And it's just like you are never going to forget those memories. What a joy if you're able to do that.
My school was cheap.
Listen, we had to fundraise, I'll tell you that much. That wasn't cheap. So we're throwing the questions to our viewers now. Tell us about a memorable school trip that you went on. And memorable can mean many things, good or bad. Maybe it was weird. We want to know about a school trip you did and if you enjoyed it. Send us a text. 7400 is the number. We'll share your answers a little later.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:52. We're going to head over to Hollywood and take a look at your entertainment headlines.
I'm going to make something of this job. You could write a book. The definitive Miranda Priestley expose.
You're invited to the Devil Wears Prada 2 premiere. Disney Plus and Hulu will be streaming the New York City premiere live on April 20th. The Devil Wears Prada 2 struts into theaters on May 1st. Disney is a parent company of 20th Century Studios, Hulu, and ABC News.
Go out there and make them remember you.
The second quarter quell is about to begin. Lionsgate has released the first official trailer of The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. The film stars Joseph Zeta as a young Haymitch Abernathy competing in the 50th Hunger Games. The highly anticipated prequel opens in theaters on November 20th.
Every day and every night was an adventure.
We have our first look at the Ingalls family. Netflix releasing the first trailer for the new adaptation of Little House on the Prairie. The first season of the series is set to premiere on July 9th. And happy birthday to Sarah Michelle Gellar, who is 49 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News.
All right, well, it looks like Canadians on the West Coast are getting a lot more summer than the rest of us.
Yes.
So new research suggests the season is starting sooner and lasts longer than previously thought.
Here's CTV's Andrew Johnson with more on this study of summer.
A lot of people look forward to summer when it starts to look like this.
I do personally because I do like the warm weather.
We know summers are getting hotter, but new research led by the University of British Columbia shows they're also starting sooner and ending later.
I sort of began with the sense that, like, summers feel different than they did when I was a kid. This is my perception. Can we actually look at the data and see if this is true?
They dug into temperature data between 1990 and 2023, focusing on the number of days that reached average warmth for the hottest part of the year.
The number of summer weather days are increasing in length 1.5 times faster since 1990 than before that.
The study finds summer weather is lengthening fastest in Sydney, Australia, adding 15 days per decade. Toronto summers are expanding by 8 days per decade. In Bellingham, Washington, just outside Vancouver, each decade summer is growing by 6 days.
If you're someone who also has a sense that summer arrives more quickly, you're not wrong about that either. We found that, like, the shoulder seasons are shrinking. So the time from spring to summer and summer to fall is becoming much more abrupt, those transitions.
He says that could throw off cyclical transitions, such as when flowers bloom and pollinators become active, the speed of snowmelt, and flood risk. More examples of a changing climate on the minds of many students on the UBC campus.
I'm really concerned.
It is a little bit worrying to see the kind of state that we're in if we don't take any action right now.
Researchers say now is the time to adapt to the new patterns, which are contributing to everything from more wildfires to increased energy demand for cooling off. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
We'll have some double-digit highs today. Latavia has those details in a moment. Happening now for news. Liberal MPs are getting more flex in the House of Commons after Monday's sweep of 3 by-elections in Toronto and suburban Montreal gave Prime Minister Mark Carney the numbers to form a majority government. Plus, one person has died in an apparent shooting incident in Amherst. Officers found a man with a single gunshot wound near a local homeless shelter. He was rushed to hospital but pronounced dead. Plus, a cautionary tale for anyone who uses e-transfers for sending money. We'll have those stories just ahead in your local news headlines. But first, it is a look at the 3-day with Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. 13 degrees today in New Brunswick. Isolated showers will clear, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain and or snow returns into the evening. 10 degrees on Wednesday, looking at showers and or flurries. 14 degrees Thursday, cloudy skies with evening showers. For Nova Scotia, 16 degrees today. Isolated showers clearing, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Rain into the evening. Showers continue on Wednesday with a high of 7, warming back up to 13 degrees on Thursday. A mix of sun and cloud with evening showers. Prince Edward Island, showers clear, leaving sunny breaks into the afternoon. Rain returns into the evening. 8 degrees on Wednesday with isolated showers. Sunshine on Thursday with a high of 10.
It's Tuesday, April 14th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, 2,200 long-term care workers in Nova Scotia are on strike for a second day. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And the results are in. We'll speak with Dalhousie University's Laurie Turnbull about yesterday's federal by-elections and look at what that means for Parliament moving forward. Those stories and more coming up on the Tuesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday. Time now is 7 o'clock. It's going to be a lovely day ahead for much of the region.
Looking at the daytime highs for today, Shelburne, 17 degrees.
19.
19 degrees.
19 degrees.
What?
Beautiful.
The hot spot.
Yeah.
Shelburne.
Hot spot.
Okay, so yesterday was so dreary and miserable. And it's going to all clear off, and we're going to get what's the sky situation? No, it's warm, but what are we looking at?
Yeah, we're going to see sunshine into the afternoon. A bit of shower activity early this morning. I know, right? Dare I say sunshine?
Wow.
That's going to change though into tomorrow's temperatures and weather.
It's so funny.
Enjoy it while you have it.
This time of year is like a train of weather systems going like, like by so fast. Everyone's different.
Exactly.
It's like a circus train. I want the one that doesn't have monkeys in it to go by.
Seriously. Like, can we just have the sunshine, steady, calm weather for at least a couple days in a row? That'd be nice. Okay, so here's your live look at Halls Harbor. A bit of sunshine early this morning. So we are expecting a low chance of showers early this morning across all 3 maritime provinces, clearing out, leaving sunshine for much of the region into the afternoon. Newfoundland, Labrador going to see the same as well. So we do have a warmer daytime highs headed our way. A warmer start to the day as well. 8 degrees in Fredericton, as well as into 7 in Charlottetown, 6 degrees in Sydney, 9 degrees in Halifax, -11 in Labrador City, and 0 into St. John's, Newfoundland. For the maritime region, not really seeing the wind chill factor in early this morning. Still seeing it a bit cooler for Newfoundland and Labrador, but temperatures will rise there as well today for our daytime highs. Rain and or snow still remains for parts of Newfoundland early this morning. Will clear out for the most part, leaving sunshine. Labrador looking at a bit of flurry activity. The Maritimes, a low chance of showers, clearing, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. A bit of a breezy start to the day. Wind will taper off, though, into the afternoon. As of right now, 22 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown and Halifax, and then 20 into North Cape, 19 in Lunenburg and Canso. Wind gusts getting up to 37 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown, 33 in Bathurst. We'll take a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Prime Minister Mark Carney has secured a majority government. The Liberals swept 3 by-elections last night, 2 in Ontario, 1 in Quebec, giving Carney's government 174 seats and a majority in the House of Commons. The result marks the first time in Canadian history a federal government has moved from minority to majority between elections. That the 3 Liberal MPs will take their seats in Parliament in the coming weeks. We'll have more details after our next break in national news. 1 person has died in an apparent shooting incident in Amherst, Nova Scotia. Police say they responded to reports of a loud bang on Prince Arthur Street just before 7 last night. Officers found a man with a single gunshot wound near a local homeless shelter. He was rushed to hospital but pronounced dead. The Cumberland Regional Healthcare Center was locked down for a time but has since lifted those restrictions. Police Chief Dwayne Pike tells CTV News the suspect or suspects fled the scene in a vehicle, but there's no reason to believe there's any risk to the public. Meantime, in a statement, the Cumberland Homelessness and Housing Support Association says, "We are aware of a serious incident that occurred this evening outside of CHHSA. Our immediate concern is for the safety and well-being of all individuals involved, including our guests, staff, and the broader community." It goes on to say, "We are working closely with Amherst Police Department. Staff and guests of CHHSA were not involved in the incident, however, are deeply impacted by the proximity to our shelter. We will do our best to keep our community informed as appropriate. At this time, we are still gathering information and will not speculate on details." 2,200 long-term care workers from 24 facilities in Nova Scotia are on strike for a second day. While essential care continues, the workers want better pay nearly 3 years after their contract ended. The government's offer stands at a wage increase between 12% and 24% and a 70% increase in shift premium, all of it retroactive to 2023. The union's president says that is not enough. Right now, no future talks are planned. The price of diesel dropped in Prince Edward Island overnight. Diesel decreased by 5.7 cents. The minimum price now $2.36.8 a litre. Price of gas did not change on the island. 10 recent nurse practitioner graduates will soon join the healthcare system in PEI. Health PEI says 7 of the new recruits will work in primary care in Charlottetown, Summerside, and Montague. The others will serve in specialty roles to strengthen key areas across the island, such as seniors and acute care. The health authority says it remains committed to ongoing recruitment. Now to a cautionary tale for anyone who uses e-transfers. A maritime woman inadvertently sent $3,500 to the wrong email address. A simple typo that came with a high cost. CTV's Brianne Foley has more.
When sending e-transfers, one New Brunswick woman wants people to pay attention to the details.
I sent an e-transfer
towards a kitchen restoration, like a down payment. There was an error, a typo. So I immediately went online and tried to cancel the e-transfer. But because it had auto deposit, I was unable to cancel from home. So I immediately contacted Scotiabank customer service.
Manuel says her bank told her to email the recipients to ask for the funds back and that they would try to place a hold on the account. But after a few days, she had not heard back.
I contacted Scotiabank and they opened up, I think it was a fraud investigation, but like it was a mistake in e-transfer. It was sent to the wrong person. So they said that just keep checking your bank account. The funds should be returned within 10 days.
CTV reached out to Interact, who told us in part financial institutions are the primary point of contact for customers and are responsible for investigating reported issues and taking appropriate steps under their internal policies and applicable consumer protection rules. While reporting an issue right away improves the chances of recovery, not all situations can be resolved quickly. It's now been a month since the errant transfer was sent, and Marcia Manuel is still waiting to hear what's happened to her missing $3,500.
Thank you, Brianne, for that story. Hopefully Marshall does receive it back, gets it returned.
So.
That's a good chunk of change.
Oh, definitely. It's important when people share these stories so that we can learn from their experience. They're brave to do so, but we appreciate it. Okay, let's move on to something positive here. This is a garden party with a twist that was held in Halifax recently. And you'll recognize a face involved. So let's take a look at the beautiful florals. Isn't this neat? Look at that. You can eat that. Looks too good to eat. And our very own, let's see if we can recognize who it is. I'll leave that for a second. It was an annual Girls' Night Out event. It was Friday at the Pacifico. It's put on by the Canadian Progress Club, Halifax Citadel. It's full of live entertainment, vendors, gifts. It was a wonderful event, and it supported Hope Blooms. So the Canadian Progress Club Halifax Citadel strives to support a variety of women's, children's charities in the community. There she is. Suzette Belliveau was the MC that night. Yeah. So great time was had by all, and you can see the night ended up in dancing, which is always a good thing. So mark this on the calendar for next year. Looks like a really fun. Love that decor.
Great turnout.
Nice at the Pacifico too. Great. Suzette had a great time.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
For a great cause. All right, still ahead. If you missed the forecast, boy, buckle up. We've got some really high daytime highs today. Latavia has those details coming up. Plus, we'll have more details on the by-election as well. Two in Ontario, one in Quebec. That is on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Look, my roundabout's greening up, everybody.
It is Hampton looking very nice on this Tuesday morning.
Beautiful view of Lunenburg this morning. Welcome back. The time now is 7:12. 10 degrees already in Lunenburg starting off your day. You can see sunshine early this morning. We do have a low chance of some isolated showers early this morning, but if it does happen, it will clear out. You'll be seeing sunshine for the remainder of the day. 7 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton with 6 in Charlottetown. 7 degrees right now in Sydney. 9 starting off your day in Halifax. -11 in Labrador City. 0 into St. John's, Newfoundland. A really warm day is ahead. We are seeing that warmer air track across Atlantic Canada today. A bit of active weather early in the morning. We do have a bit of flurry activity for parts of Labrador. Newfoundland looking at snow starting to move out, leaving rain. That will clear out as well into the afternoon, leaving sunshine. For the Maritime region, a low chance of showers early this morning, so around a 30 to 60% chance of it happening. That will clear out as well. We will be seeing sunny breaks into the afternoon. So for the most part, looking at a mix of sun and cloud, a really warm daytime highs headed our way, the warmest we've had in quite some time. We are going to see above seasonal daytime highs into tonight. Temperatures cool back down, remaining above the freezing mark for many communities across the Maritime region. But we do have rain moving back in across all 3 Maritime provinces. Northern New Brunswick could see snow and or rain. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 2 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then for our rainfall look from tonight into Wednesday morning, we will be seeing some accumulation, looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters for New Brunswick, and the heaviest for Nova Scotia being around 10 to 20 millimeters. For Newfoundland, Labrador, not really seeing any accumulation. So here's a look at our forecast today for New Brunswick. Daytime highs will warm around 8 to 15 degrees today. A low chance of showers starts off the day, clears out, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Evening rain and or snow returns. Prince Edward Island, pretty much the same. Isolated showers starting off the day will clear, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain arrives into the evening across the island with daytime highs between 7 to 10 degrees. Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, low chance of showers early on in the morning. And then that will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain into the evening. Daytime highs ranging from 3 to 14 degrees. For the rest of Nova Scotia, look at this, 20 degrees for Shelburne. So we are looking at around 14 to 20, as I mentioned. Showers start off the day. Transition over to a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. Rain arrives into the evening. Labrador City, lots of sunshine today with a high of -3 degrees and 5 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Looking at snow and or rain starts off the day, clears out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to fill things over to Amanda.
Okay, road trip to Shelburne after the show. Thank you, Latavia. But first, to Ottawa. Prime Minister Mark Carney now has his majority government. The Liberals currently have 174 seats in the House of Commons after winning all 3 by-elections last night. CTV's Mike Lecouture has more on the results and what it could mean for the country.
The first results came in the riding of University Rosedale. Danielle Martin's victory giving the Liberals 1 more seat and securing Mark Carney's majority government.
As of tonight, Mark Carney and our entire incredible Liberal team have earned an even more powerful mandate to continue building a better Canada.
A little further east, the Liberals chalked up another win as the former deputy leader of the Ontario NDP delivered the riding of Scarborough Southwest.
My friends, we found a way to come together. Not because we agreed on everything, but because we recognize the common vision of Canada that we all share.
Now, the Liberals were able to turn last year's minority government into a majority, thanks in part to 5 floor crossers in as many months. The latest was an opposition MP who held social conservative values.
I think the Liberal tent is stretched so far now that the fabric must be, I don't know, is it spandex? It is something very stretchy when you can encompass Marilyn Gladue in a caucus with progressives in the Liberal Party.
The third by-election was forced in Terrebonne, Quebec, after the Supreme Court invalidated a Liberal win, which was by 1 vote.
And people really knew the importance of voting this time, so they were enthusiastic, and we were confident that they would indeed go out and vote.
The ballot question was, who can provide stability in a world of instability and a much more chaotic and divided world? And we know that the answer to that is Prime Minister Carney.
Now that he has his majority, the Prime Minister isn't wasting any time. Tuesday, Carney's expected to announce new affordability measures as his government has been facing pressure to address high gas prices. Mike Lecouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Thank you, Mike. And after the break, Dalhousie University's Laurie Turnbull will break down the by-election results. That conversation with Crystal on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back at 7:21. Now, it took nearly a full year and a handful of by-elections and defections for Prime Minister Mark Carney to assemble enough members of Parliament to turn his minority government into a slim majority, a feat that has never happened in Canadian politics before. The Liberals won in 3 by-elections last night, giving them 174 seats in the House of Commons. Here to break down the results for us is Dalhousie University political science professor Laurie Turnbull. Good morning, Laurie.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it is our pleasure. We're very excited to dig into this with you. How surprised are you by the results of yesterday's by-elections?
Not at all.
I figured the two in Ontario would stay Liberal, and the Terrebonne is a hold for the Liberals as well, kind of. That one ended up being a tie, but the Liberal, the candidate who is now is elected, she had been the one who was in the seat, but the Supreme Court threw the result out because they had lost a ballot, then they found a ballot, it ended up being for the Bloc Québécois, so it was tied. So now, after all of that, is basically 3 returns for the Liberals. And so the Prime Minister has gotten his majority, not so much by these 3 by-elections, but by the floor crossers that you were talking about earlier.
Yes, let's dig into that in a second since we're in Terrebonne. Tell us about that election. There were some interesting things to come of it.
So this was the one that was really the one to watch. The 2 in Ontario were very much safe Liberal seats. It would have been a shock to everybody if they had gone any other way. And so all eyes were on Terrebonne to see whether the Liberals could actually keep this one, because it is traditionally a Bloc Québécois seat. So the Liberals, for a number of reasons, were able to throw a lot of resources into this riding, including the Prime Minister's time. He campaigned a lot with the candidate. So did high-profile ministers like Mélanie Joly. And so it ended up being that the turnout in the riding was over 50%, which doesn't sound great. And in a general, it wouldn't be. But in a by-election, typically only about 30 to 35% of people actually show up to vote. And so the fact that they got over 50% is an indication of how hard both the Liberals and the Bloc Québécois worked to get their base of support out.
Interesting. Now, it is unusual for government to go from a minority to a majority during a period as this Liberal government has been able to pull off. You're saying the floor crossings, of course, had a lot to do with it. It is interesting that there are so many floor crossings in a single, it's been less than a year.
Yes. So, I mean, this is going to be the story, I think, going forward, whether there's anybody else to cross the floor, because clearly the Prime Minister is attracting support from all sides of the House. Even the candidate last night who won in Scarborough Southwest was a provincial NDP MPP in Ontario and switched in becoming a candidate for this election, switched teams to the Liberals federally. And so that sort of thing is showing how the party is growing, and also potentially showing a different kind of politics that the Prime Minister is practicing. He seems to be not very partisan. And so we're used to a system where people stay in their parties. It's all about loyalty. They're very much, they're in their team and they stay there and they don't vote outside. They vote with the party all the time. And now we're seeing this fluidity in the party lines. And so if that holds, it's going to be significant for the other parties, especially the Conservatives. How do they respond if more people cross the floor?
Let's talk about what's next. Now that there is a slim majority, what do you think is going to happen?
So there's been some rumors about whether the Prime Minister will prorogue Parliament, which just means like Parliament would basically stop meeting for a while, that all of the procedures would come to a halt, and it would allow the government to come back with a new speech from the throne and would allow them to reset the membership on committees, which is going to be really important. Now that they have a majority, they'll be able to have a majority on committees. And so legislation will have an easier time getting through the House. Not that they're putting up a lot of legislation, because they're not, but when they do, it'll have an easier time going through. So the Prime Minister is saying he's not going to prorogue, but I'm just curious why he wouldn't at this point, is to be able to go in with kind of a new splash and a new message, a new speech from the throne, introduce the new team. But what is, I think, going to happen is he's going to announce some affordability measures. We've heard a little bit of that in his speech over the weekend in Montreal.
Interesting. Well, we'll have to see how this all shakes down in the House of Commons. Really quickly before we go, Lori, I know that there's an event coming up, I believe next week, with Dr. Strang and yourself. Can you tell us more about this so our viewers might be able to attend?
So Dr. Strang and I are going to have a conversation on Monday. I believe it's actually sold out, but it's going to be at the Public Library in Halifax and hosted by IPAC, the Nova Scotia chapter of IPAC. We're going to be talking about health and healthcare. It's going to be me mostly giving Dr. Strang the floor to talk about his approach to healthcare and his career. And so it'll be a great conversation. Obviously, Dr. Strang is a great Nova Scotian, so it'll be great.
Wonderful. Well, you're certainly busy. We appreciate you making time for us this morning.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, our pleasure. All right, we can turn our attention now to Latavia with a 3-day.
Thanks, Crystal. Starting off in New Brunswick, a high of 13 degrees today. Isolated showers clear, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Seeing a snow and or rain return into the evening, though. Wednesday, mixed precipitation with a high of 10. 14 degrees on Thursday, cloudy skies and evening showers. For Nova Scotia, 16 degrees today, isolated showers clearing, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Rain returns into the evening. Isolated showers continue on Wednesday, cooling back down to 7. Warming up on Thursday, 13 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud and evening showers. Prince Edward Island, 8 degrees today, isolated showers clear, leaving sunshine, rain into the evening. Isolated showers continue on Wednesday with a high of 8, 10 degrees on Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud, evening showers expected.
It's halfway through the show already on this Tuesday. Latavia's been telling us that it's supposed to be gorgeous this afternoon. I've heard even tell of nearly 20 degrees in Shelburne today.
Yeah.
I've started
bumped up even more.
I can't believe it. I've started looking at properties in the area. I'm going to buy one.
Right? Seriously, though,
it's actually pretty awesome in Shelburne to begin with, but
yeah.
Wow.
What a place to be today.
Like the Florida of weather-wise anyway, of Nova Scotia.
Absolutely.
Today.
Like, you know, East Coasters.
Sunshine City.
Yeah, like.
It's not a city, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, we love talking about the weather, like Maritimers just do. And today, you could guarantee people are going to be like, write some nice weather we're having.
Oh, my God. I just cannot wait. I cannot wait. Even this morning when we left the house, it was wet, kind of, but you could tell it was warmer.
I know. I was walking the dog early this morning. It was pretty breezy, but I was like, it kind of feels like a summer breeze in a way because it felt so much warmer, a little colder than the summer breeze, but you know what I mean.
I'm going to pack a picnic basket, put everything in the car, we'll head to the seashore.
Exactly,
Shelburne this afternoon.
Yeah. We are definitely going to see temperatures rise. Even early this morning, it's not too bad for our daytime highs. A bit of a cloudy start to the day, though. We do have a low chance of shower activity across the Maritimes early this morning. That will clear out into the afternoon, leaving sunshine for much of the region. As of right now, 7 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, 6 in Charlottetown, 7 in Sydney, 9 degrees in Halifax, 0 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Not seeing the wind chill factor in early this morning for much of the Maritime region, but Newfoundland and Labrador feeling a bit cooler, but temperatures will rise there as well today. We do have a bit of active weather in the forecast, some flurry activity for parts of Labrador. Newfoundland looking at snow, changing over to rain before clearing out, leaving sunshine. And as I mentioned, a low chance of some shower activity for all 3 Maritime provinces, clearing out as well, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. A bit of a breezy wind starting off the day will continue to become lighter into the afternoon. 28 kilometers per hour right now in Canso, with 24 into North Cape, 20 into Charlottetown and Halifax, and 1 wind gust to notify you of getting up to 33 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. 1 person has died in an apparent shooting incident in Amherst. Police say they responded to reports of a loud bang on Prince Arthur Street just before 7 last night. Officers found a man with a single gunshot wound near a local homeless shelter. He was rushed to hospital but pronounced dead. The Cumberland Regional Healthcare Center was locked down for a time, but has since lifted those restrictions. The police chief tells CTV News the suspect or suspects fled the scene in a vehicle, but there's no reason to believe there's any risk to the public. In a statement to social media, the Cumberland Homelessness and Housing Support Association says, "We're working closely with Amherst Police Department. Staff and guests of CHHSA were not involved in the incident, however, are deeply impacted by the proximity to our shelter. We will do our best to keep our community informed as appropriate. At this time, we are still gathering information and will not speculate on details." To national news now, the Liberals have a majority government. The Liberals swept 3 by-elections last night, 2 in Ontario, 1 in Quebec, giving Mark Carney's government 174 seats and a majority in the House of Commons. The result marks the first time in Canadian history a federal government has moved from minority to majority between elections. The 3 Liberal MPs will take their seats in Parliament in the coming weeks. In New Brunswick, dashcam video obtained by CTV News shows the moment a double-long tanker rolled over before spilling oil last week near Nowidjawak. The footage shows the seconds leading up to and the rollover itself of a tanker truck on Highway 1 last Wednesday in southern New Brunswick that saw around 36,000 liters of fuel spilled. Seaboard Liquid Carriers has been identified by the province as the responsible party of the spill, who will be on the hook for the cleanup cost, which isn't yet known. As for how the crash happened or if charges will be laid, the province's Deputy Environment Minister says it's too early to tell.
We're well on our way in regards to cleaning the immediate impacted areas. So all the mitigations are in place to avoid anything getting worse or going further. So, for example, they have underflow dams and booms in the waterways so that it's not leaking away from the site.
As for when the cleanup will be completed and the eastbound section of the highway will reopen, the minister also says it is too early to tell. Price of diesel dropped in Prince Edward Island overnight. Diesel decreased by 5.7 cents. The minimum price now $2.36.6 a liter. Price of gas did not change. 2,200 long-term care workers from 24 facilities in Nova Scotia are on strike for a second day. While essential care continues, the workers want better pay nearly 3 years after their contract ended. The government's offer stands at a wage increase between 12% and 24% and a 70% increase in shift premium, all of it retroactive to 2023. The union's president says that's not enough. Right now, no future talks are planned. The push to fight crime in downtown Moncton continues. Stakeholders sat down for a meeting with police and politicians last week, and as expected, the question of whether there are enough officers remains a bone of contention.
We have enough to answer all the 911s that we get on a daily basis. What we do not have enough is to do everything that's asked of us of all three communities of Moncton, Dieppe, and Riverview.
It sort of goes without saying, yet all three councils voted against hiring additional police officers only recently.
We could probably use more, but I think, again, crime is evolving. Everything is changing. Is it the RCMP's responsibility to look after the people who are on our streets?
The coalition says it will be scheduling another meeting in June with the new municipal councils. Election day is May 11th. Finally, there were no pets, but plenty of prehistoric creatures on a record-setting day at the University of Calgary. Officials from Guinness were on hand to certify a new world record for the largest gathering of people dressed as dinosaurs. 682 people donned dino duds to shatter the old record by more than 200, and it was all part of the school's 60th anniversary.
I love it.
I love it. I did send this web copy to Jeff Gray at the Museum of Natural History. I'm like, if they can do it, you can do it. He said, well, that's a lot of dinosaur costumes. But I don't know how picky they are about the costume. I said maybe like a brown or green sweatsuit and a face paint might do the job.
Oh,
That'd
yeah.
be fun.
You
Wouldn't
never
it be
know.
fun?
Because the blow-up ones can be expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But if you happen to have one, I think we actually have one.
We
or
have
two.
one.
Yeah.
Do we have two? Awesome.
One or two, but yeah, in any case, get super cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to remind you about the Move Morning Chat question today. We want to know, and this is going to be fun, what is the most interesting or odd field trip you've ever been on? Memorable, perhaps. Text us at 10400. We cannot wait. We heard about Amanda's fun trip to Europe in high school.
That's awesome.
You had a bunch of epic trips, that camping excursion.
Nothing
awesome.
like Amanda's, though.
That trip to Europe, going to Venice, the whole bit, wow, that was a banger. For me, I've had many as both a chaperone, but I'll tell you about when I was a kid, we went to this pioneer home called John R. Park Homestead when I was a kid.
Okay.
It's just a pioneer place, and I loved it so much, though. And I remember they had at the table little individual salters for everybody. I think that they were little bowls you put salt in, but I'm like, oh, that is epic living. And so to this day, when I have a fancy dinner, everybody gets their own individual salt shaker.
Oh, I love that.
Gosh.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
When you expose kids to these things, sometimes these things stick.
You enjoyed it more than Peter's salt trip.
Yes. Oh, to actually go into the salt mines?
That's so cool.
I know, that's awesome.
I would love it. Okay, quick look at the Eagle Camp today. Let's see what Bruce and or Suja are up to. Well, whoever it is, they're active. We love this. What's going on?
Maybe having some
eating
breakfast?
something, or
Maybe a little snack.
Great
I love
hair.
that they take turns. Yeah, it's true. Like take turns in the nest. You can never tell if it's Bruce or Suji.
One should have a bow.
The people at the Port Morean Wildlife Association probably know, but we are not ornithologists on the show. It's been mentioned before.
I wonder if the eagles are enjoying the mild weather, though.
I'm sure they are.
I think they are. There's not even ruffling a feather today. Wonderful conditions in the nest.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, and welcome back. The time now is 7:43. We're taking a live look at Moncton. 8 degrees starting off your day. A bit of a cloudier start to the day. We are expecting a low chance of some isolated showers. That will clear out. We'll be seeing mainly cloudy skies in your area. A warmer start to the day across the region. 7 degrees right now in Fredericton, 9 in Halifax with 7 early this morning in Sydney, 6 degrees in Charlottetown, -11 in Labrador City, and 0 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our forecast timeline. A bit of active weather starting off the day. We are expecting snow that transitions over to rain for Newfoundland. Labrador looking at some flurry activity. That will clear out for the most part, leaving some sunshine across parts of the region. Still holding on to a bit of wet, light flurry activity for parts of Labrador. For the Maritime region, sunshine returns into the afternoon. Temperatures really begin to warm up for our daytime highs, above seasonal expected, double digits. And into tonight, we see temperatures cool back down, remaining above the freezing mark for many communities. And we do have another low pressure system making its way over, bringing periods of rain back around for all 3 maritime provinces. A wet day ahead and a cooler day ahead for Wednesday's forecast. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, looking at around 2 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Labrador and Newfoundland. For our rainfall outlook, we are going to see some accumulation there from tonight into Wednesday morning. Looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters for New Brunswick. Heaviest for Nova Scotia being at around 10 to 20 millimeters, and not seeing any accumulation for Newfoundland and Labrador. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will warm around 8 to 15 degrees. Isolated showers begin the day, clear out, leaving some sunny breaks into the afternoon. Rain and or snow returns into the evening. Prince Edward Island also seeing a bit of shower activity early this morning. A chance of showers clears, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain arrives across the island into the evening. Daytime highs between 7 to 10 degrees. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs between 3 to 14 degrees. Isolated showers clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain into the evening. For the rest of Nova Scotia, pretty much the same, but really warming up for this part of the province. Daytime highs between 13 to 20 degrees, being the warmest into Shelburne. Isolated showers clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, but rain returns into the evening as well. For Labrador City, a high of -3 degrees. Lots of sunshine for this part of the province. 5 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Snow and or rain will clear out, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. So Wednesday's forecast, temperatures cool back down below seasonal for our daytime highs. We do have some shower activity tracking across parts of the Maritime region. Into our forecast for Wednesday night, still holding on to showers for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia. And then into Thursday's forecast, temperatures warm back up above seasonal for our daytime highs, but rain arrives yet again, Crystal.
Thank you, Latavia. It's 7:46, and it's time for Tia Tuesday. Today, we're talking about efficiency. Charlene Curry is an efficiency expert and founder of Optimized Business Solutions and Services, a company that helps Nova Scotia businesses simplify their behind-the-scenes tasks like paperwork and admin. Charlene joins us this morning along with Tia Upshaw, CEO of Black Women in Excellence. Thank you both for coming in this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So let's begin with you, Charlene. You talk about how behind-the-scenes tasks can overwhelm a business. How do you help businesses with that?
Well, I come in first of all and remind you to give yourself some grace. Okay. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes, but especially in front of the scenes. And remember that you're only human. So when we come in, we do an audit with you to see where you're spending your time, to see what's most important and how you work individually, as that's really important. We don't want to create a system that works for anybody. We want it be created for your business, and we come in and help you focus from there. Find some digital automations and solutions.
I want to bring you into the conversation, Tia. So you work with entrepreneurs of all different, stripes.
Yeah.
Is the back end of their businesses something that is a concern you find across the board?
The back end of their business is the biggest concern.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to touch it, and then what happens is it builds up, and your business cannot scale. For me, the back end is like my enemy. But I know there's things I have to do. And, you know, listen to Charlene and knowing what she does. And, you know, she has this ad on social media right now. And I love when it pops up because it's all about efficiency. And it actually just clicked into my head. There was a gentleman yesterday who reached out to me, Keontae Beals.
Yes.
And he's looking to scale his business, his brand, but he's looking for SOPs and efficiency and streamlining. And we were talking, and I didn't even think about Charlene. So Keontae, her, this is the one.
For people at home, they might be like the SOP. What? Like for people at home, what the heck even is the back end of the business?
Yeah, so SOP is a word, and they're like, what are you talking about? That is your standard operating procedure. And honestly, we're all doing it. It's those things that you don't even think about, and as the owner, you're obviously doing them, but you don't have a way to share that with other people. So getting it out of your head and on paper so that we can train others. If you can train me once, we can train 500 other people. But it's that one time that we have to start and be able to get it out of your head as the owner-operator, which is how most people start their businesses, especially locally, and get it out of your head to be able to train other people and help them, get them to help you.
Okay, so yeah, you can use it to help train other people. Is it things like it's how you would get paid by people and then tracking them?
You know what? And the very first thing is onboarding, right? So you're onboarding clients, you're onboarding people to work with you, all of those things, because if you think about it, money in the bank, like you just said, how we get paid and work your way backwards, everything in there has a process. And the more it's standardized, the less thinking you have to do, the things just move more smoothly, and you remove yourself as the cog, because if you're hit by the bus tomorrow, someone else could walk in and follow the processes you have in place.
Definitely. I would imagine that a lot of people you work with, if something happened and they were unable to continue in their business, that business would halt. They wouldn't be able.
It would probably end. Their business would not just halt, it would stop, it would end, they would just close it down because they don't have systems put in place, because no one wants to do the back end. No one.
So let's just say somebody's out there right now thinking, geez, I have a business, but I don't even know really what you're talking about, or I feel like, this is hitting close to home. What's the first step to even begin to become more efficient?
Again, give yourself that grace, start there, and then start tracking your time. You would be amazed how much time you spend on things, and I mean everything. Track your client time, but also everything that's not client-facing. That's how you're going to be able to figure out where you need efficiencies and what you may be able to automate or delegate that will make the highest impact for you.
26 hours a week I spend on marketing my brand.
Yes.
Right?
So that you could work with somebody like like Optimize
26 hours
services.
a week. That's crazy.
Yeah, and so if you could, that's basically a work week.
Yes.
So if you could automate those things, that's like a second TIA.
Exactly.
You're owning yourself.
We need 2 and 3 TIAs.
Exactly. It's like an investment. Well, we appreciate you. Thank you. We put, first of all, the information about Optimized Business Services on our website and Black Women in Excellence. Thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you very much for having us.
And in the efficiency of time, we're going to move over to Amanda with Health and Medical News.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, ladies. Health and Medical News now. If you need a push to get your body moving, well, science just gave you another one. It's one of the topics in your health. For some people, depression is a lingering issue, but new evidence suggests that workouts of any kind, any intensity, and any length can help lift your spirits. In fact, exercise was as effective as medication or talk therapy at reducing symptoms of depression, including fatigue, trouble concentrating, and sleep issues. Strength training workouts appear to have the strongest benefits, but cardio work too. Though it can be hard to get moving at the start, experts say finding a workout buddy or a group class can make that first step a lot easier. Music festival season is around the corner, bringing crowds together for live music. But experts say preparation is key to staying safe. Medical professionals warn that heat, dehydration, and substance use are among the most common risks at large outdoor events. Attendees are advised to stay hydrated, wear appropriate clothing, know festival rules, and stick with friends. Planning ahead and pacing yourself can help ensure a safer and more enjoyable experience. This comes as YQM Country Fest in Dieppe and Cavendish Beach Music Festival in PEI return this summer. Finally, this may have been a life-changing trip to the car dealership.
Like I say, that could potentially have saved my life. When Dave from Edmonton picked up his new car, the dealership was handing out a special pill case that helps prevent heart attacks. The local Honda dealership does this every February for Heart Month. When Dave experienced a heart attack, he had his medication ready because of this case. The case was developed at the University of Alberta with input from doctors. Now recovered, Dave had a chance to meet the people who made the case and say thanks.
Time now to take a look at our milestones. It is a 60th anniversary for Andrea and Raymond Hale of Berwick, Nova Scotia. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Thank you for your service, Mr. Hale, and what a beautiful photo. Go ahead.
Sorry. To see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance. All right, well, you could say it was love at first sight for one man in St. Louis, or more like love at first tweet.
Okay, a love of video games and hockey games brought a couple together in the most interesting way. ABC's Danny New has this story.
As we reach the final week of the NHL regular season,
Gretzky shoots, scores!
A St. Louis couple is reminding us of the famous Wayne Gretzky quote, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take."
You went for let's get married.
Yeah, he went there. He really did.
Die-hard St. Louis Blues fans Thomas and Leah just got engaged last week, 8 years after a now viral exchange on what was then Twitter. Here's how it read. Thomas, so you're a huge Blues and old video games fan? Leah, damn right I am. Thomas, ... Let's get married.
Did you go with let's get married that bluntly because you were like, it'd be really cool if we did one day?
Yeah, definitely.
The two began messaging on and off and became friends online.
Colorado, here we come!
But it would take years before Leah finally agreed to start going to Blues games together after they happened to run into each other at a Blues game.
He was easy to talk to. We had a lot in common. I love video games. He loves video games. He loves hockey as much as I do.
And now, nearly a decade in the making, Leah has finally accepted that original marriage proposition. Thomas then, of course, immediately shared the original exchange with this update captioned, quote, "Shooters shoot. Don't let anyone convince you Twitter isn't a dating site."
It was the best day of all time.
For the first time in their history, the St. Louis Blues are the Stanley Cup champions.
And by the way, after Thomas tweeted they should get married, the Blues would go on to win their only Stanley Cup the following season. So it makes you wonder.
Do you think your love propelled them to winning the Stanley Cup final?
I think so. Honestly, I never thought of that, but I think so.
The Blues sadly did not make the playoffs, but that's okay. More time for wedding planning. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
All right, we're going to take another look at our 3-day forecast. 13 degrees today for New Brunswick. Isolated showers clear, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain returns into the evening, though. On Wednesday, 10 degrees, isolated showers and/or flurries. And then 14 on Thursday, a cloudy day ahead with evening showers. For Nova Scotia, 16 degrees. We're looking at isolated showers clearing, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Rain returns into the evening. Isolated showers continue on Wednesday, a high of 7, warming back up 13 on Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud with evening showers. For Prince Edward Island, 8 degrees today, showers clear, leaving sunshine, but rain returns into the evening. Showers continue on Wednesday with a high of 8, 10 degrees on Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud, evening showers.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Tuesday, April 14th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic. Today is the first day Prime Minister Mark Carney will be heading to Parliament Hill with his newly minted majority government after winning all 3 seats in Monday's by-elections. Your top news headlines just ahead.
Oh, not a bad time to spend some time on our show. If somebody's got your goat, it might be Hatfield Farm. So here this morning with a few of their hoofed colleagues. That is ahead in a very hopped up edition of Pet Talk. That's this half hour on Your Morning Atlantic.
It's Tuesday, We're going to have some warm temperatures today, some sunshine, and goats are in studio, people.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it too.
Can't wait to meet that goat. I wore my like these pants are like easy wipe, and they're very easy to move around in. They're my goat wrangling pants, my goat wrangling trousers. I cannot wait to put them to the test. Wow, that little goat's cute. Hatfield Farms, that's a place to go.
Oh my goodness,
especially
I love
today.
it there. Yes. Perfect day to head out.
Oh my goodness gracious. We'll find out what's new on the farm too, but in the meantime, we're still on and on about the beautiful weather that we're expecting in parts of the region today.
Today's going to be a day you want to get out and explore your area. So here's a live look at Peggy's Cove. A bit of a cloudy start to the day over there, but still going to see lots of sunshine. We did have a low chance of showers early this morning across all 3 maritime provinces, but that will begin to clear out. 7 degrees in your area as of right now. 9 degrees in Halifax, 8 in Yarmouth. We're looking at 7 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton, 6 in Charlottetown, 0 into St. John's, Newfoundland. A bit cooler starting off your day in Newfoundland and Labrador, but temperature is expected to rise there as well. We do have some active weather in the forecast. Flurry activity for parts of Labrador and Newfoundland, seeing snow, transitioning over to rain before clearing out, seeing some sunny breaks into the afternoon. And for the maritime region, a low chance of showers early this morning, already beginning to clear out though, leaving some sunshine for you as well. Really warm daytime highs headed our way. In terms of the wind for the maritime region, 24 kilometers per hour right now in North Cape, 28 in Canso, 20 into Charlottetown with 19 in Lunenburg. Only 1 wind gust at this time, getting up to 33 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown. So we'll take another look at your forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. 1 person has died in an apparent shooting incident in Amherst, Nova Scotia. Police say they responded to reports of a loud bang on Prince Arthur Street just before 7 last night. Officers found a man with a single gunshot wound near a local homeless shelter. He was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Cumberland Regional Healthcare Center was locked down for a time, but has since lifted those restrictions. The police chief tells CTV News the suspect or suspects fled the scene in a vehicle, but there's no reason to believe there's any risk to the public. In a statement to social media, the Cumberland Homelessness and Housing Support Association says, we are working closely with the Amherst Police Department. Staff and guests of CHHSA were not involved in the incident, however, are deeply impacted by the proximity to our shelter. We will do our best to keep our community informed as appropriate. At this time, we are still gathering information and will not speculate on details. Prime Minister Mark Carney has secured a majority government. The Liberals swept 3 by-elections last night, 2 in Ontario, 1 in Quebec, giving Carney's government 174 seats and a majority in the House of Commons. The result marks the first time in Canadian history a federal government has moved from minority to majority between elections. The three Liberal MPs will take their seats in Parliament in the coming weeks. While 2,200 long-term care workers from 24 facilities in Nova Scotia are on strike for a second day, CUPE notes they also represent 28 more nursing homes and add more strike notices could be issued in the coming days.
Members are burnt out. They have to work multiple hours, overtime shifts, and sometimes second and even third jobs to make a go of life in Nova Scotia right now.
There is an essential service agreement that has to be in place, which is a legally binding contract that says essential services, which include bathing, dressing, your meals, and your medications. So all of these things must continue.
While essential care continues, the workers want better pay nearly 3 years after their contract ended. The government's offer stands at a wage increase between 12% and 24% and a 70% increase in shift premium, all of it retroactive to 2023. CUPE's president says that's not enough. Right now, no future talks are planned. 10 recent nurse practitioner graduates will soon join the healthcare system in PEI. Health PEI says 7 of the new recruits will work in primary care in Charlottetown, Summerside, and Montague. The others will serve in specialty roles to strengthen key areas across the island, such as seniors and acute care. The health authority says it remains committed to ongoing recruitment. Staying on the island, the price of diesel dropped overnight. Diesel decreased by 5.7 cents. The minimum price now $2.36.8 a liter. Price of gas did not change on PEI. In Nova Scotia, a barn in West Hants was destroyed by fire over the weekend. The blaze broke out early Sunday evening on Rand Street in Hants border. The barn housed farm vehicles and machinery. The estimated damage is over $1 million. Firefighters were assessed by paramedics, and one was taken to hospital but later released. There were no other injuries, and there's no word this morning on how the fire started. The cost of flying is quickly escalating, forcing some Maritimers to rethink their travel plans. Fares have increased as much as 15%, with airlines raising prices and introducing fuel surcharges. And experts predict it will get worse.
Fuel's gone nuts. You know, a month and a half ago, it was like $70, $75 a barrel for fuel, aviation fuel. It's now at $175, $180. So it's more than double.
I think travelers will take it in stride. I mean, travel does continue to still be something that people want to spend their money on.
It would result in a boost for domestic tourism, but that in turn may force airlines to eliminate some routes. Finally, one of the most famous programs in television history has a new home here in Canada.
We took out a horrendous, horrible leader who was oppressing his own people. But don't get any ideas. And live from New York, it's
Saturday Night Live, the enduring sketch comedy show, will air in simulcast on CTV and stream live on Crave, which also streams this TV show you're watching. New episodes will be available the next day on the streaming platform. Crave also recently picked up the new British adaptation of the franchise called Saturday Night Live UK. So great. Well, this is no shock. We work so early that I can never watch it live because I cannot be up that late.
I know.
But I always do watch the recap in the morning.
Yeah, but it's not always everything that airs the night before.
True.
That's what kills me every time I try to look for it.
Yeah, some sketches are out and sometimes the monologue's out. Always the music performers out.
Super awesome. And yeah, our show is also live on Crave. Only live though. You can't see the the show afterwards, just during. So maybe you're watching us on Crave now. So good morning. Thank you for watching us on Crave. Okay, this is the kind of content we love to pump out on this show. All right, animal content. We have goats in a sec, which I'm excited about. This is about the world's oldest octopus. Turns out, though, it's not actually an octopus. What? Scientists say the fossil has too many teeth to be an octopus. It's actually a sea nautilus, so a hard-shelled creature. And because of this discovery, the 300-million-year-old tentacled sea creature has been stripped of its title as world's oldest octopus. So that's they actually did this kind of analysis of it. So the mistaken identification may have happened because the creature decomposed and lost its shell before it was fossilized. So it is just a fossil.
I'm gonna need to see, I need to see some rendered images of what this actually looks like.
Yes, but you would know what an octopus looks like, right?
Yeah.
It's like soft and fluid, and then a nautilus is one of those curly shells.
That's a lot of S's.
Oh, okay.
So it would be like the creature inside the nautilus, kind of like a hermit crab inside a shell, would be very octopus-like, probably.
Okay, but with teeth.
But because the teeth gave it away. I didn't even know that.
Listen, a very common mistake.
Well, with those 300-million-year-old fossils, you know, it could go either way. Sea nautilus, octopus.
Yeah, or S's.
And we looked at the dental records, and it's obviously the nautilus.
Octopus don't have teeth.
I don't think they do. Exactly.
Thank God.
Well, I think they do. I don't know. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. We are not. We're not ornithologists. We are not zoologists.
No. But I did read Remarkably Bright Creatures. It was a good book.
Well, that's good for you.
Good for me. The forecast is next.
Good morning, Atlantic, Canada. The time now is 8:12. We're taking a live look at Port aux Basques. As of right now, it is 0 in your area. Seeing lots of sunshine for the remainder of the day. So temperatures are warming up. We are going to see sunshine in the forecast a little bit later on for many areas across the region. As of right now, it is 9 degrees in Halifax with 7 in Sydney, 6 degrees starting off your day in Charlottetown, 7 degrees in Fredericton, minus 10 in Labrador City, and 1 degree in St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to our forecast timeline. So we are seeing a bit of flurry activity for parts of Labrador. Other than that, though, snow starting to clear out of Newfoundland. Now seeing some rain. That will clear out as well into the afternoon, leaving a bit more of a sunshine for parts of the region. But we do have increasing cloudiness expected for parts of Newfoundland. Still seeing some sunny breaks, though. And then into this evening, temperatures cool back down, remaining above the freezing mark for many areas. And we do have another low pressure system making its way over, bringing periods of rain for much of the maritime region. So a wet day ahead on Wednesday. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 2 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. For our rainfall outlook, we are going to see accumulation there starting this evening into tomorrow morning. We're looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters for New Brunswick, heaviest for Nova Scotia at around 10 to 20 millimeters, and then for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, quite trace amounts indicated. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, isolated showers clear out, leaving sunshine for much of the province. We do have rain and or snow returning into the evening. Daytime highs will warm from 9 to 16 degrees, being the warmest into Fredericton. Daytime highs for Prince Edward Island looking at around 7 to 10 degrees, looking at some showers early on, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain arrives across the island into the evening. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. Isolated showers early on, around a 30% chance of it happening. Clearing out, leaving sunshine. Rain arrives into the evening. Daytime highs between 3 to 14 degrees. Then for the rest of Nova Scotia, we are going to see temperatures really beginning to warm up for this part of the province. Daytime highs between 13 to 20 degrees, being the warmest into Shelburne. Showers early in the morning, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain expected into the evening hours. For Labrador City, lots of sunshine throughout your day today with a high of -3, 5 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Snow and rain will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Wednesday's forecast, looking at a chance of showers for parts of the maritime region. Temperatures cool back down below seasonal for our daytime highs. And then into a Wednesday night, still holding on to some shower activity for Cape Breton, parts of eastern Nova Scotia. On Thursday, we see temperatures warm up above seasonal yet again, double digits for our daytime highs, and looking at periods of rain moving back in for all 3 maritime provinces. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. U.S. President Donald Trump says the American military began a blockade of Iranian ports to force Tehran to open the Strait of Hormuz. This comes after failed talks over the weekend where Iran refused to end its nuclear program. Here in Canada, BC Premier David Eby has announced a task force to respond to the economic impacts of the ongoing war. For the latest, we bring in CTV's Scott Hurst. Scott, let's begin with the latest on the conflict in the Middle East.
Amanda, good morning. The standoff continues between the U.S. and Iran after those failed talks in Pakistan. This is now the first full day of this U.S. blockade, with American warships now directed to block Iranian ports in the Persian Gulf, while Iran is threatening to strike more targets around the region. The Trump administration ultimately attempting to choke Iran's economy and pressure it to bow to American demands, with the U.S. military beginning the blockade on Monday, saying it applies to ships going to and from Iranian ports. The regime is reliant on those oil exports, making it nearly impossible for Iran to financially profit from selling its oil and providing a cash flow for those in charge. However, despite the dramatic failure of the direct talks and the implementation of this American blockade, the two sides are reportedly still communicating, with Pakistani officials still working to bring them back to the table for more talks aimed at ending the conflict. And the race is on, Amanda, to secure a new round of talks before the fragile ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran runs out.
And the Strait of Hormuz, a big focus for the globe. The conflict we know is making waves here in Canada. As mentioned, BC's premier announced he's putting together a task force to respond to the conflict's economic impacts. So do you have more details on what he said?
Amanda, this is something that premiers right across the country are being forced to deal with, from premiers there in the Maritimes all the way out to British Columbia, as we're all bearing the brunt of these price increases caused by this global upheaval. The war is now in its 7th week, and we know, and we reported extensively on how it has rattled worldwide markets and rattled the global economy. Asian nations are scrambling to conserve energy and bolster their dwindling reserves, deeply impacted by the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Now, we've seen it here at home send the price of oil skyrocketing, pushing up prices at the pump on some food items, travel, as well as other basic necessities we all rely on a day-to-day basis. So British Columbia's Premier David Eby has announced a task force to respond to the economic impacts of the ongoing war in Iran. Here's more from the British Columbia Premier.
People are seeing this at the pumps immediately, but also concerns have been raised about the price of and availability of things like fertilizer, of things like helium, which is necessary for MRIs, as well as potential other products transiting through that strait that British Columbians depend on in ways that we don't know until the supply chain is interrupted. I'm happy to share that our government has taken action and is taking action to identify these risks for British Columbians and to take steps to mitigate them as best we can.
Really lots of different ways that Canadians are feeling the impact of this war and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. As the British Columbia Premier, Amanda, says he's hoping and planning to call on the Prime Minister and other premiers for a First Ministers meeting to respond to the price increases all Canadians are feeling at this point, Amanda.
We'll see if that meeting happens. Scott, thank you so much for your time this morning. CTV's Scott Hurst reporting live for us from our national newsroom in Toronto. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we have goats in studio, courtesy of Hatfield Farm. That's up next.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100.
Welcome back. It's 8:22. I'm joined by Brooke Hatfield and Alfredo. And you can see Poppy over there. We love Hatfield Farm. And the spring is such a great time to visit the farm because I know there are many babies on the way. But right now you've actually brought Alfredo in and Poppy to see us. What kind of goat is Alfredo?
He's a dwarf goat. He's a little mixture of a little bit of everything, but he mainly consists of like a pygmy goat.
Well, Alfredo is quite internet famous. I remember visiting Alfredo at the farm when he was just a baby, and he had something, his legs were a little bit, there was a bit of an issue with him when he was little, right?
So he had really, really short front legs, so his whole body was like this on an angle. He still does kind of have a little bit of that angle, but he's grown into his legs have grown into him a little bit, but he gets around just fine now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a beautiful, beautiful goat and so friendly with people. Tell me about, at the farm you have so many wonderful animals that are very friendly. Do you do anything special to ensure that they're nice to the public?
The public does that on their own with people constantly coming in. They're so used to noise and people petting all over them. Yeah. They kind of just do it themselves.
Okay, Alfredo, come over here. Would he come to me if I asked it? Yeah. I know Alfredo, one of the things I remember about visiting Alfredo in the barn is Alfredo, does he still do his mini leaps? He does. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Goat leaps are the best. All right, there he is. There we go. There's Alfredo on camera. Oh my gosh, what a pretty goat and such a fun, great personality as well. Oh my gosh, his little legs. What a sweetie. We'll try to get Poppy over here in a second. Okay, so this is fun to have them come visit our studio, but if we really want to get the full Hatfield Farms experience, when are you open right now?
We're open Thursday through Sunday, and then our summer hours, we're open 7 days a week.
Okay, and when does that start, do you know?
I believe that starts in June.
Okay, so we're still in the spring hours, which is great. Okay, but spring is the time when the babies are born. Oh, there we go, Alfredo. Look at that face. Oh my goodness, what a sweetie. There is a baby goat on the way. Mama Thomas is expecting a baby any minute now.
She's due any day now. We've been waiting on her since Easter, so hopefully she pops soon. And we also have some baby donkeys coming in the summer. They'll probably be coming in August. Wow. And then in about a month, we have a baby horse coming as well, a foal.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, a foal. Oh my gosh, and there's every kind of animal you can imagine at the farm. Alpacas. I think there's baby alpacas, or not?
Yep, there's one born, or she's about a month old now, and then we have one possibly on the way.
Oh my goodness, how exciting. There's Poppy. There she is. She's sniffing Mama Sherry's boot.
She's very camera
Poppy's shy. A little shy. Yeah, I have met Poppy, though, when she's in her element, and she is actually a really sweet girl. So what if you wanted to do what I'm doing, actually pet the goats. Is that possible at Hatfield Farm?
Oh, yes. Yep. We have multiple petting pens. You can go in with the animals and see them. And we have pigs and all the farm animals, so you can come in and pet them all.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's just say you want to have a real farm experience with the family. What can you do at Hatfield Farm? There's a Mother's Day lunch coming up.
Yes, we have Mother's Day lunch coming up on Mother's Day. We have that coming. We also do the family roundup almost every Saturday and Sunday that you can go do.
And that's where there's a wagon ride, takes you out into where all the activities are.
Yep. Yep. You go back by wagon and you have lunch back there. You can go visit the rubber rodeo and go on the mechanical bull and all those inflatables. And we also have zip lines back there. It's a 2-hour package you can go do with your family.
Oh my gosh. Well, Brooke, thank you so much for coming in and bringing Alfredo. Alfredo's doing great. I'll try to find the video when he was a baby. But he's, oh my gosh. Like, we're so grateful that your legs are so strong now, Alfredo. You're looking amazing. Thank you so much. And we put in the information about Hatfield Farm on our website so that you can visit Alfredo in person. Okay, I actually have experience in goat wrangling, so I'm going to, I will be keeping this goat. Okay, we're going to move our attention now over to a 3-day. See if it's goat weather. Let's go, Alfredo.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast, starting off in New Brunswick, 13 degrees, a chance of showers clears out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain and or snow moves in for parts of the province. 10 degrees on Wednesday, showers and or flurries continue. 14 on Thursday, a cloudy day ahead with evening showers. Nova Scotia warming up to 16 degrees. Isolated showers clear, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Rain arrives into the evening. Isolated showers expected on Wednesday with a high of 7, warming back up. 13 degrees on Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud. Evening showers. Prince Edward Island, 8 degrees today. Showers clear, leaving sunshine, but rain returns into the evening. 8 degrees on Wednesday, yet again, isolated showers. Sunshine returns on Thursday, warming up to 10 degrees, but showers return into the evening.
Still ahead on this Tuesday, small changes that can make a big difference. April is Earth Month, and we'll check out products that you may want to incorporate into a greener lifestyle. That's just ahead on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic, Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 8:30. Those goats were adorable.
I know. I can't believe they brought Alfredo.
I know.
He was
grown up.
He was all grown up.
Great name.
I know. It's true.
Great name.
He does kind of look fettuccine, though. He's like, you know, cream colored with that little spice. Yeah, we love it.
That is so sweet. Gosh, it's such a great place and services that they offer there. So many animals to see, and they've got some new animals coming on the way.
Yeah, it's great, and it's a real family business. That's for sure. Yeah.
Runs in the family of full. I wonder if they get a lot of school field trips over there, because that was the focus of our Move Morning Chat this morning. Memorable school trips that you took. For better or for worse.
Exactly.
I will tell you, last year when my daughter was finishing up high school, they did a high school field trip to Hatfield Farms.
Did they?
And she won the mechanical bull riding contest.
Really?
But the girl had a track meet the next day. I'm like, what are you doing? Mechanical bull riding all day. You've got to run tomorrow.
A whole track meet.
But she was sore, but she still managed to compete.
Killed it.
Yeah, she still did fine.
Wow.
I know. It's also like mechanical bull riding. You really have to grip that bull.
You do, and you never know how it could turn out if you don't win.
No, I know. It's very fun. No, it's all in good fun. That's the rubber rodeo they were talking about.
The rubber rodeo?
Well, a perfect day to get out and explore places like Hatfield Farms. Get out and enjoy that warm weather we're seeing across the region. Here's a live look at McAdam. You can see sunshine in behind those clouds. Currently warming up. Right now it is 8 degrees in your area. We are seeing those warmer temperatures start off the day this morning. 7 in Fredericton, 6 degrees in Charlottetown, 7 in Sydney, 9 in Halifax, -10 in Labrador City, and 1 degree into St. John's, Newfoundland. Not seeing the wind chill really factor in early this morning for the Maritime region. A bit cooler starting off your day for Newfoundland and Labrador, but temperatures expected to rise there as well. And here's a look at our satellite and radar. Snow transitions over to rain, then clears out for Newfoundland, leaving some sunshine into the afternoon. Flurry activity remains for parts of Labrador. Other than that, though, a low chance of some shower activity for the Maritime region. clearing out, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. In terms of the wind, it's going to be quite light into the afternoon. As of right now, 33 kilometers per hour in Canso, 20 into North Cape. In terms of wind gusts, none at this time. We'll take one last look at your long-range forecast just ahead. First, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
And we began in Nova Scotia. One person has died in an apparent shooting incident in Amherst. Police say they responded to reports of a loud bang on Prince Arthur Street just before 7 last night. Officers found a man with a single gunshot wound near a local homeless shelter. He was rushed to hospital but pronounced dead. The Cumberland Regional Healthcare Center was locked down for a time but has since lifted those restrictions. The police chief tells CTV News the suspect or suspects fled the scene in a vehicle, but there's no reason to believe there's any risk to the public. In a statement to social media, the Cumberland Homelessness and Housing Support Association says, "We're working closely with Amherst Police Department. Staff and guests of CHHSA were not involved in the incident, however, are deeply impacted by the proximity to our shelter. We will do our best to keep our community informed as appropriate. At this time, we are still gathering information and will not speculate on details." To national news, Prime Minister Mark Carney has secured a majority government. The Liberals swept 3 by-elections last night, 2 in Ontario, 1 in Quebec, giving Carney's government 174 seats and a majority in the House of Commons. The result marks the first time in Canadian history a federal government has moved from minority to majority between elections. The 3 Liberal MPs will take their seats in Parliament in the coming weeks. 2,200 long-term care workers from 24 facilities in Nova Scotia are on strike for a second day. While essential care continues, the workers want better pay, nearly 3 years after their contract ended. The government's offer stands at a wage increase between 12 and 24% and a 70% increase in shift premium, all of it retroactive to 2023. The union's president says that's not enough. Right now, no future talks are planned. Dashcam video obtained by CTV News shows the moment a double long tanker rolled over before spilling oil last week near Newidgewok. The footage shows the seconds leading up to and the rollover itself of a tanker truck on Highway 1 last Wednesday in southern New Brunswick that saw around 36,000 liters of fuel spilled. Seaboard Liquid Carriers has been identified by the province as the responsible party of the fuel spill, who will be on the hook for the cleanup cost, which isn't yet known. As for how the crash happened or if any charges will be laid, the province's Deputy Environment Minister says it's too early to tell.
We're well on our way in regards to cleaning the immediate impacted areas. So all the mitigations are in place to avoid anything getting worse or going further. So, for example, they have underflow dams and booms in the waterways so that it's not leaking away from the site.
As for when the cleanup will be done and the eastbound section of the highway reopen, the minister also says it is too early to tell. A barn in West Hants, Nova Scotia was destroyed by fire over the weekend. The blaze broke out early Sunday evening on Rand Street and Hants border. The barn housed farm vehicles and machinery. The estimated damage is over $1 million. Firefighters were assessed by paramedics and one was taken to hospital but later released. There were no other reported injuries. No word this morning on how it started. The price of diesel dropped in PEI overnight. Diesel decreased by 5.7 cents. The minimum price now $2.36.8 a liter. Price of gas did not change. 10 recent nurse practitioner graduates will soon join the healthcare system in PEI. Health PEI says 7 of the new recruits will work in primary care in Charlottetown, Summerside, and Montague. The others will serve in specialty roles to strengthen key areas across the island, such as seniors and acute care. The health authority says it remains committed to ongoing recruitment. Finally, there were no pets, but plenty of prehistoric creatures on a record-setting day at the University of Calgary. A very colorful sight. Officials from Guinness were on hand to certify a new world record for the largest gathering of people dressed as dinosaurs. 682 people donned dino duds to shatter the old record by more than 200. It was all part of the school's 60th anniversary.
Great
Look
idea.
at that.
Personally love the
nice
little
costume.
ones.
Oh, yeah.
With the kind of like the gills or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They're deadly.
Yeah. I know. They're dangerous in Jurassic Park.
That they were.
For sure. All right, this is kind of neat. It's kind of a trend. A new club in Amsterdam has opened, and it's all about having a digital detox. Ooh. Now, it's in an old church where the service is about having no service at all. Participants hand in their phones at the door before joining a 2-hour-long creative session. Look at this atmosphere. I love it. This is the latest event by the Offline Club, which started 2 years ago. They now host events all over Europe. So I guess people just are so tempted by their phones that they need something like this to be able to just disengage for a couple of hours.
Yeah, just lock it up. Use your hands, too. That I bet you it feels so good.
Yeah.
How the times have changed, eh? Like,
definitely.
Stuck to our phones.
Do you remember it? Like most young people would never remember a time that they didn't have phones. Do you remember being a kid and not having phones?
Oh, yeah. I remember when I got my first colored flip phone.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, that came into effect when we were younger.
T9.
Internet, social media.
Totally.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, that's going on in Europe, so check it out if you happen to be across the pond.
So cool.
Now we're going to talk about things that are taking place in our region. So you can come out and enjoy a spring wine tasting in St. John. Sommelier Craig Finhey, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Well, he will be hosting the event at Happiness to share the top selections of the new season. So there will be a selection of curated wines and appetizers. The event takes place this evening. For tickets, you can head over to their website. And get ready for the ultimate spring shopping in Charlottetown, the Spring Maker Market. It returns to the Eastlink Center Friday until Saturday. So the 10th annual market is a vibrant celebration of local talent with over 180 artists, makers, vintage curators, and food vendors. To learn more, head over to their website. And Outfest returns to Halifax. You can come out and celebrate 11 years of storytelling, new ideas, and resiliency from Turtle Island. In partnership with Halifax Pride, the show will consist of theatrical performances, youth improv, drag performances, and more. The festival runs from now until the 19th. Head over to their website to learn additional information. And if you do have an upcoming event, send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
All right, thanks, Latavia. And Latavia is going to bring the forecast for the double-digit highs on this Tuesday coming up. Also, 2 products that can make a difference. April is Earth Month, and lifestyle and beauty contributor Mira Estrada will share some of her favorite products right now. That's coming up in the last 20 minutes of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 8:43. We're taking a live look at Sambro. As of right now, 11 degrees starting off your day. Beautiful sunshine, pretty clear skies. We see that cloud coverage starting to clear out. We are going to see sunshine for parts of the region today. Temperatures really beginning to warm up into the afternoon for our daytime highs. As of right now, it is 9 degrees in Halifax, 7 in Sydney, 6 degrees in Charlottetown, with 7 degrees in Fredericton, -10 starting off your day in Labrador City, and 1 degree in St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at our forecast timeline, seeing flurry activity for parts of Labrador. Snow starting to clear out for Newfoundland, transitioning over to rain before clearing out into the afternoon, leaving sunshine. We will be seeing some sunshine for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Temperatures really warming up this afternoon. A great day to head out and explore. We are going to see temperatures cool down into the overnight hours, but still remaining above seasonal for our daytime highs. In terms of our lows, we are going to see them remain above the freezing mark. We do have another low pressure system, though, making its way over into the overnight hours tonight. It is bringing rain for all 3 maritime provinces, so we're looking at a wet day ahead on Wednesday, and it's going to be a much cooler day as well because we're going to see those daytime highs drop below seasonal. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, looking at around 2 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. For our rainfall outlook, we are going to see accumulation there into tonight's forecast. Early Wednesday morning, looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters for New Brunswick. At its heaviest for Nova Scotia at around 10 to 20 millimeters, and not really seeing any accumulation for Newfoundland and Labrador. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will warm up 9 to 16 degrees. A chance of some shower activity early in the morning will clear, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Rain and snow moves in this evening. For Prince Edward Island, pretty much the same. Isolated showers starting off your day, clearing, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. Rain arrives across the island into into the evening hours, and daytime highs will range from 7 to 10. For Cape Breton and eastern Nova Scotia, also seeing a chance of showers early in the morning, clearing, leaving sunny breaks into the afternoon, rain into the evening, daytime highs between 3 to 14 degrees, and really warming up for this part of Nova Scotia. Looking at daytime highs between 13 to 20, showers starting off your day, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, and rain into the evening. Lots of sunshine expected for Labrador City today, a high of -3. We're looking at snow and rain for St. John's, Newfoundland early in the morning, clearing out, leaving sunny breaks into the afternoon, a high of 5. So Wednesday's forecast, cooler, a chance of showers returns for parts of the Maritime region. We are going to see temperatures start to rise yet again in Thursday's forecast, but it's going to be another wet day ahead for parts of Atlantic Canada. Crystal.
All right, thank you, Latavia. It's 8:46. Now, April is Earth Month, which means it's the perfect time to think about products you use every day and how you can make a difference to the planet. Our partner and lifestyle and beauty contributor, Mira Estrada, is here with some great green suggestions, dressed appropriately. Good morning, Mira.
Good morning. And you know what? It's not about perfection. It's just about those small changes that will make a big impact.
Little things that add up and probably we wouldn't even notice it. Let's begin with the home.
Yes. So HomeSense for me is the place to go for the home. I am a certified plant killer. So it's all about, like, for me, it's that faux greenery, the faux florals, really bringing the outdoors indoors in meaning, thoughtful ways. So I have all of these different pieces. I did a refresh on my bedroom, and it's also about self-expression, right? So I added those spring pieces. So there's my before. It's a very drab bedroom, and then I just added some of those florals, even the florals on the pillows, and it just really brightened everything up right away.
Yeah.
And life changes. My parents actually downsized this past weekend, 40 years from their house to a condo, and they love their florals and they love their greens. So I thought, what are little ways that I could bring some of that to their house? So even just in their kitchen, I got them a toaster with a floral pattern. For their coffees, I got florals. So there you can see, that's their condo. Literally, they have not even fully moved in. But what I did, you'll see it coming up in a second.
Yeah.
Just small little things, right? Which add that outdoors, indoors, and give you that floral feeling. And really, really tiny things that are so intentional for all life.
Oh my gosh, the floral appliances. Wow. I've seen it here first. So cool. All right, I guess we've got lots to get to and not much time. So let's talk about body care in making it a little bit greener.
Yeah, so what I love about Renpure, they are plant-based clean ingredients, but it's also not their formulation, it's also in their packaging as well. So this is the coconut milk and vitamin E. The lotion just smells and feels so amazing on your skin. Grease-free. It is great, especially if you have dry, sensitive skin, anything in between, free from those sulfates, parabens, dyes. And what I like about the pump, unlike other pumps, it's actually fully recyclable. So usually pumps have a spring in it. This one, you just wash it out and can recycle the entire product. Even their labeling has environmentally friendly technology, which reduces that impact. So just great overall, great products, but great for the environment as well.
Okay, we've got a minute left. Let's talk about hair care.
Yes, so hair care. I love talking about newness. This is the new Garnier Fructis Diamond Sleek. It's a long name, Shine Coat Smoothing Spray. And what I like about this is when we're doing our hair, we tend to layer a lot of products. So for the earth, we want to reduce products. This one does it all. You get 100 hours of sleek, frizz-free hair, heat protection up to 230 degrees. It is lightweight. It is non-greasy. And think about in the spring, we have that humidity, that unpredictable weather. This one is just so great for giving you shine, frizz control, and protection all in one. So we're using less product. I love the shine. It's heat activated, so just pump as much on as you want while your hair is damp, and then blow dry, and you will get that beautiful diamond-like chic finish.
Well, your hair looks like silk, so I'll have what you're having. All right, we've got time for one final suggestion.
Yes, and Canadian. I love bringing something Canadian always into the picture. This is from Charlevoix, Quebec, and what I love about Sans Savant, so like the name, it is soap-free, and instead of using traditional soaps, which can dry out our skin, tighten the skin, this one, the ingredients are biodegradable. So literally, go jump in the lake in the summer, and you can use this because it's fully biodegradable ingredients. Their bottles are forever bottles, and so they're refillable. They're made from 100% recycled plastic. I just love everything about it. It is such a clean product. It's inspired by the boreal forest, and it's just soft, balanced skin that we're reducing the waste, and we're using really clean products as well. Well, the body washes to the body bars. I love everything about this brand.
They look very, just the product, the appearance, the branding, just gorgeous. And you get those online, I would imagine.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Mira, thank you for this. Happy Earth Month to you.
Happy Earth Month.
It's 8:51. We'll take a little break and be back to wrap up the show right after this.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. Let's take a trip down memory lane and talk about the school trips that were really memorable for you. Here's what you had to say. Boy, this is one you wouldn't forget. Candace from Cape Breton. It wasn't a field trip, but in grade 6, we had a special event day where classes were suspended for the day so we could watch the Space Shuttle launch live in our classrooms, and that was the Shuttle Challenger.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah, that's one you're not going to forget.
That was a
by
day that
any
we'll
means.
never forget.
All right, coming up, we have Kathy from Trenton. My high school trip was to tour St. Mary's University and shopping at the Micmac Mall. Don't remember too much about that, but do remember the bus breaking down on the way home.
Ooh.
School trips have sure changed since 1977.
Oh my gosh, wow. The memories.
Yeah. Pat from Timberley, I went to a little country school in Ketch Harbor. We used to go to the Dingle Tower for a half day, but the most fun we had was how we got there. Everyone piled in the back of an big old fish truck from Sambro for the hour drive. We had so much fun. Boy, those were the days.
That's hilarious.
That sounds like fun.
It does.
All the way to the Dingle. Sandra from Hammonds Plains, weekend canoe camping trip to Kedgie in grade 9. And our gym teacher, Mr. Smith, was the best.
Oh, you never forget those canoe trips. They're so epic. Good job.
Shout out to those teachers you don't forget who have to accompany the students as well. Nancy from Paradise road trip with the Lawrencetown Lancers went to play basketball. The score was 98-10 for them when my bestie Diane threw the ball from half court and it went in. Swoosh. Boy, throwing it from the half court.
Oh my gosh, it's like a movie.
When it's so tight, we won by 1 point. She was hailed our little hero. She was only 4.5 feet tall.
Wow.
So exciting. I'll never forget it. Don't you wish you had a moment like that on video? Because that would be viral.
Right?
Wow.
LJ from Milton, most memorable trip was to see the King Tut exhibit in the early 80s in Toronto. We traveled by train from Nova Scotia.
Wow.
Stayed at the Y and experienced Toronto by subway. Seeing the artifacts was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Wow, that's quite a trip.
That's so cool. Wow.
Yeah. Thanks,
okay,
guys.
I think it's time for me to talk about one other little field trip that I was a chaperone on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was apple picking with this was an eventful day. Apple picking with my daughter. She was in primary. And they assigned us a group, my daughter and several other kids. And of course, like, unfortunately, one of the kids got lost in my care. So I did, teacher. Anyway, we found her. And then on the way home, it'd been a long, exhausting day. Wonderful fun. You know, picking apples in the cold, fresh air. And it was, remember, grade primary. A little boy, didn't know if he hold the ground, but he was assigned in my group. And I was just sitting there on the bus, and there was a sunbeam on my seat. And he just crawled over and, like, curled up in my lap like a little dog. And just, like, napped in the sun on my lap.
Kids are the best.
They are the best. Oh my gosh, what a magical day.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute.
Let's have a nap now.
We're going to enjoy that sun today, though.
Yes, we are. I'm not napping. I'm going outside and enjoying it. Have a great day.